Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona. And today we're looking at the Let's Chat stamp set, which is this retro phone. Just wanted to pop on and say hi. Hope you got good weather where you are. It's actually my wedding anniversary today, so we're having a little celebration. So let's crack on to my hands. Okay. And let's get this straight. Oh, I realise I haven't changed my grid paper. Not to worry, she's got some measurements there. And one of the other things that we're using is the Give It a Whirl dies. So quite often use the hearts and everything, but we're actually going to use the whirl. So I'll share that with you when we get to it. So the first card we're going to do, now I'm going to get my stamparatus out because it is just so much easier. It's quite a large stamp, and if you don't, you can see there, if you don't get enough ink the first time around, then with this you can just use it. So you can use any stamping platform that you've got if you haven't got one of these. Got spare paper there. So let's get the stamps lined up. And we'll get started with the first one. So in fact, the Give It the Whirl dies is not the first one. So the first one is actually using the Radiating Stitches dies, and I might do a bit of trimming. So I've cut the cardstock to normal size, which is half A4, so 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. But I found when I put the largest Radiating Stitches die on, it left uneven because it's made for the US market, unfortunately. So it left narrow sides, but like too much at the top and bottom. So I've trimmed it down. So it actually is now, I think it's 13.8, and still by 10. Yeah, still 10.5, but I just think it just looks a bit better. So this is a regular one, so I am going to have to cut that down when we get that far. Oops, my husband's slamming the door, sorry about that. And also, just for the sake of thickness of the card, I have die cut on this one. I just layered my white, so this is the largest Radiating Stitches, and this is the middle one, so it fits perfectly inside, but it actually is adding a layer to it. And then you've got the dimensionals for the phone. So because of the UK, the postage is so expensive, I really didn't want to make it a large letter size, so I actually die cut the pink out, which I can use for another one, and then the white will fit in there perfectly, and that's what we're going to stamp on. So I'll actually do the stamping first. I've just got a little bit of seal on there to hold my card in place. Actually, I'm not stamping onto that just yet. All that's going to go on there is the sentiment and the like squawk from the phone. Is that big enough? Just about. Let's just pop a bit of seal. Pop a bit of seal on the actual phone and on the. And there's no die for this one, so it's a case of fussy cutting, but that's okay. And what I found with my memento is it's better to, rather than patting it, it's better to swirl it and then pat. Gives it a bit of a base to it. But I could use stays on, but I am a bit OCD. I have this thing about black stamps. I don't like them. So I'm just going to press really, really hard and then re-ink. So let's hold that in place with my bone folder. Okay, so as you can see, the middle is a bit faint. Not too bad, actually. Let's give it another swirl. I think the swirl work probably works best with the clean stamps rather than the photopolymer, and I need to get some on that middle bit. just using the edge. That's right. Might need to do it a third time. But that's why a stamping tool is so good, because it keeps it in place. That's much better. And what I'll do is I'll just go, I was going to go over it with Wink of Stella anyway. I don't know if you can see there, the Wink of Stella. Don't think it's catching the light for some reason. No. But I will go over it, and also I'll go over it with a white pen because it's just, I've pushed it down so hard. So that's that. And now I need to do the handset. I'll just give this a quick, I meant to add some water to these before we started, but I think I forgot. Let's see if I've got any water in here that I can. I always forget which way to unscrew these. It's the opposite way to the way I would do it. 1, 2. Was it righty tighty, lefty loosey, something like that? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But let's see if that will clean the stamp now. Yeah, that feels wet. It's still discoloured it, but not as bad as the stays on would make it completely black. So here we are, halfway through March, 15th March. It's March. We braved getting married on that day. And in fact, the year we got married, there was snow about a week before, and I was really worried about the photos, so I made a decision what we were going to do, and it was all okay. And then on the day, it was a beautiful spring day, but chilly, very, very chilly. I didn't really notice it because I had loads of layers on, but I think the guests, well, there's a picture of my grandma with her fur coat on, so I think it was pretty chilly. And I'm going to have a look at the DVD. I haven't looked at it for many, many years, so and it's a reminder because there's lots of people there, like my grandparents, one granddad and my grandma and my nana there, my aunt, some friends that are no longer with us. So it'll be quite emotional watching it later. Okay, so that's the handset. I'm going to have to go over it again. Oh, no, I don't need to. That's perfect. Excellent. Right, okay. Let's just clean that. And I'm going to be doing them in different colours. So there's 2 black, actually, and 1 Tahitian Tide. Okay, so that's that off there. Sorry about that. Right, and put that back there. And I decided to get, I mean, there is a squiggle that you can do. There's a short, that's quite a long one, and there is a shorter one, but I decided I would go with the silver, I can't remember what it's called, silver, it's not, is it twine? When I get this back in, I will have a look because I need it anyway. It's not in a packet, actually. I know it's one a couple of years ago, and it went with one of the sweets, but it's in the annual catalogue. So I just took a little bit and then twisted it, so we'll do that in a minute. Now what I need to do is the high and the squawk, and that's going to be in Bubble Bath. I'm having yet another reorganisation, so I've got my inks where I want them, but there's other stuff that's not where I want it. So it's like one of these things, it always gets worse before it gets better, but hopefully. Now, what do I want? The squawk. That's that. And high. Okay. So I'm going to do the squawk in. Let's find out where's my phone. I'm just going to line it up next to the one that I've already done because I haven't cut them out yet to see where I need to stamp that. So that needs to go about there. Maybe a bit higher. That's it. I can go there. You can see I re-inked my bubble bath. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, re-inked my bubble bath because it's such a pale colour. Beautiful. There we go. So I'm just going to put that on. And then the high can go underneath. Oh, stuck my t-shirt on there. And yes, I've got a t-shirt on because I had a sweatery top and it was too hot. Beautiful situation to be in. Right, and then the high is just going to go under there, and that will be in black again. Now wait a minute, where's my black? And I find it easier just to keep it on the plate, and rather than, if you're using an ink spot, they're so much easier because they're small. But if you're using one of the big ink pads, I find it really difficult. And that should just, yes, perfect. Okay, that's all the stamping we need to do for that one. I'll bring that back in a minute. Let's just clean that. And we're not using the high anymore. I'm going to use the different sayings, especially on the Give It a Whirl, which is such a fun card. I'll show that in a minute. I think that's number 3. Right, let's put number 1 together. Okay, so I want to have an equal frame. I cut it at the bottom before, so, and it's going on flat. So I'm just going to use liquid glue because of the embossing on the radiating stitches. It's got like a bit of a ridge, so the seal might not adhere too well. And try and get it equal. You just go inside. Making sure it's the right way up. And then that fits perfectly in there. Whoops. Tiny little bit there. Just hold it in place for a minute. Right, now I'm going to trim it. Get my trimmer. And then we'll just have to do a very quick bit of fussy cutting. So I need to trim it down. Try that. See if that's enough. It's probably still a fraction. Okay, and then literally a smidge off. Might be okay, and then need to do that off there as well. Literally lining it up with the edge of the brown I think that's a 16th, basically, 16th of an inch. Let's just use the bond folder. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Yeah, so it's pretty much equidistant. But the others are normal, the standard sizes. It just didn't look right. Okay, so now I just need to fussy cut telephone. And it doesn't matter if because it's going to go on top of white, so it doesn't matter if you have some white. In fact, it's probably best to leave some white around it. And the same with the top bit of the phone. This is so like the one that I had at home when I was growing up. In the hallway, there was like a, I don't know even what you called it. It was like an ottoman, but you could sit on it, so it was a seat as well. But it was always so cold in the hall. Had parquet flooring. And yeah, lots of happy memories of that phone. You know, most people these days, we still have a landline, but a lot of people don't. Let's get rid of that excess bit. So just to remind you, if you spend £30 in my online store, you will get the kit to make these cards. So I'm making 3, and you will get everything you need to make 2 of each, so 6 altogether, not the stamped bit. So I can't do the phone for you, and I can't do the sentiments, but I certainly can do the other bits, like the give it a whirl die, the radiating stitches die. But you will need this Let's Chat. It's only £18. That's really good, actually. Okay, so now we're going to just pop this up with some dimensionals, which I saw earlier. Now I've lost. There they are. No, that's the little ones. Where's my big ones gone? Let's put these away before I lose them. What else is there to tell you? Everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people have gone to Rotterdam for the European on-stage event with Stampin' Up, where they will get to see the new annual catalogue that's coming out soon. We'll get access to it fairly soon, and it's available to customers in May. So if you would like me to send you one, you just need to send me an email, fiona@stampingwithfiona.com, and I'd be very happy to send you one, as long as you're not a demonstrator and you already have one, as we'll get our complimentary copies hopefully in the next few weeks. But I'm hoping that everybody that's gone starts to share things on social media so we can get excited and we'll see the new in colours. So the beautiful, I'm using the Tahitian tie today. That is one of the ones that's going to retire at the end of April. Oh, I've just covered that high up. Right, let's move this down. Didn't take that into account when I was stamping. It's okay, I can just move this down and get the dimensionals to come up. That's it. I'll just move it down a bit. There we go. And then this one, we'll put these on, and then I will do the ribbon to get the twirly bits. And I'm, in the middle, I'm going to do the little stamps. Oh, stamps, little dimensionals, mini dimensionals even. It's been one of those days. Okay, so that goes there like that, and then I need my silver. Don't need a huge bit actually, and then I'm just going to twist it. That's probably way too long. And I need my glue dots. So I'm going to pop a glue dot under here. And pop the first end down. That's it. And then I can get hold of it, twist it. Yeah, I've actually put a glue dot underneath to keep it in place. I'm just going to roll the glue dot up as much as I can. So I have it up there. And then pop that there, making sure that that's it. So the glue dot's going to hold that in place. And then I need to put another one under here, just beside the dimensional. And then I will tuck that under. I think I'll do cut this first. That's it. And tuck that under. Here we go. Okay, so there's card one. Oh, I'm missing, I haven't done Winter Stellar. So I'm just going to go over. I've got some new ones, but I haven't opened them yet. And you can extend the life of your Winter Stellar if you've got some surgical spirit. A lot of crafters talk about isopropyl alcohol or something, but basically it's surgical spirit in this country. So this one is very low. So I've got another one inside. If not, I'll have to open a new one. Oh, that's better. And what I did say I was going to do was go over with the white that I've got. Okay. It's just a jelly roll. Oh, that's gold. What's that white then? No, that's gold. I've got a chalk one. That's a new one. There it is. No, that's the new one. I thought it was. Okay, so I'm just going to go round where it should be white. Gold. Kept picking that up and putting it down, and I picked it up again. Right, white, where it should be white. And it's just a jelly roll pen. There we go, that's better. Okay, so there's card one. I hope you like that. And well, let's move on to card two. Which now this is using the Designer Series paper Masterfully Made. And as I said, this is a card basis Tahitian Tide. This one we're going to do now is Berry Burst, because this sheet of paper which I'm using, you can see, goes into, I think it might be down there actually, yes, there you go, it becomes much more Berry Burst. So I thought let's have a look and do it that way, and see how it comes out. Now the large circle is from the Everyday Details die, and it looks like that's going to carry over and become an online exclusive. I don't know if it's a mistake, but it's on there now. And what did I do inside? Should have stamped a phone inside, but I'm just going to put an insert inside. So now this, we're back to standard size now. Okay, so it's again half an A4, So 21 centimetres by 14.8, and then scored in half at 10.5 centimetres. This bit that I'm putting in is 8.5 by 12.5 centimetres. And then the designer series paper, this is 9.5 by 13.8. So, oh, now I'm missing a white bit. There we go. Need a piece of white. Okay. Let's quickly cut a piece. So the white is half a centimetre smaller. So that will be 10 by 14.3, which is why the designer series paper is a centimetre smaller than the. So let's go. Did I say 10? By 14.3, and then that will just help to make the designer series paper pop a bit. So what I'm going to do is put the designer series paper onto the white to give it a surround. And I'm using seal. So this is the reverse side. It's also got very burst, but I think that's more conducive to a landscape. Okay. Whoa, sticking to my fingers. There we go. Fraction too much to one side, but that's okay. And then that will just layer on there. So this is a really, apart from the die cutting the circle and then stamping and restamping if you need to the image, this is a pretty quick and easy card. And I just wanted to see the berry burst, what a difference to the blue. Okay. And then I've already done the everyday details circle. So I need to stamp. Now on this one, I have used the hay and the twirl. So that's going from the phone to the receiver. So let's get our phone out again. And I'm going to get my stamp brushes out. And also I'm going to need Tahitian tide this time. So that's going to be stamped on, and the phone is going to be stamped. So Tahitian tide, which is one that's, as I said, is going. So it's Orchid Oasis, Parakeet Party, which is the beautiful green, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Tahitian Tide. They're the 5 that will be retiring. And once the last chance list comes out, which is next week, I think everything will go really, really quickly. So if you do want to stock up on that, particularly there's going to be a problem with ink refills. They're changing, I think they're changing company or something that they use. So, right, let's have that a bit higher up so it's more to the phone. Hey. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp that in Tahitian Tide. Onto the circle. That's it. And then I'm going to need that for the phone itself. On this one, I don't know if you can see, I've actually put gems in there, like almost like press button, but obviously it's not press button. You actually had to put your finger in and whee, rotary dial, that's what it's called, isn't it? Right. Okay, so we need our phone back. don't need that anymore. That can go on there. And I'm going to need a piece of white. I think I had 2 pieces there. Yeah, one's the phone and one's the receiver. Just make sure that's, nope, that's not going to get all of it. Needs to go up a bit. That should be okay. I'm not using my magnets because I've got extra pads in here because they're photopolymer, and I find then the magnets actually stop because I've got oh my goodness, what's it called? Washi tape around them to make them easier to use. It makes them too thick. It's fine when you're using the cling and you don't need the extra depth, but so that's why I'm managing without the magnets. Right, now this is quite juicy, so hopefully but I can just do it again and again. It's good. Wow, that's not bad actually. I'll just do it once more. Really on the bottom I need it. And which side is that? It's that side. Like when you're doing your blends, you give it a bit of definition. Right. Gosh, that's making my arm ache. Oh, I've ruined it. It must have moved. Okay, let's turn it over. And I'll just do it the once this time. I'm going to clean it first. Best laid plans. That could come out actually. I think that's making it a bit too thick. Okay. It's dry. And the other thing is, because it's such a big stamp, if it doesn't work, you can, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to go over it. You could always use your blends just to fill in any gaps. And I'm not using the Tahitian tide again. What I am going to use is those gems. Which gems were they? Let's get my gems. So I told you I'm kind of reorganizing, so I'm halfway through various different systems. This is the new system. And oh, you know what? I must have painted them with Tahitian tide. But which ones were they? Yeah, I think they were the iridescent pearls. Or were they those? No, they were those ones. Right, okay. So as I mentioned before, if you spend £30 in my online store, I'll send you everything, the kit to make the cards. If you spend £45 or more, you will get a pack of these opaque faceted gems. Now what I need is my Tahitian tide dark dark blend. And I'm going to go over the, I think they're Pool Party. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have a heart in the middle, which is from the B suite, the B Mine suite. 3, 6, 10. Right, I'll leave them to dry and then I'll go over them again in a minute. Right, so that's the phone done. Now we need to do the handset. And I've got another bit of basic white card. Oh, I put the tiche and tied away, didn't I? Do need it. The other thing is, with the new Stampin' Right markers, oops, you can actually go on photopolymer. So if there's like a glaring gap, you could do it on with the Stampin' Right marker. But hopefully, this is quite juicy, the tiche and tied. So, oh, that's really making my shoulder ache. There we go. I'll just push that down a bit. It's a bit. But when I go over it with the Wink of Stella, I might just go over it with blend actually. Not a blend, right marker. It's just, I think it's because it just looks a bit watery. Let's go over it with the Wink of Stella. I'll get a new one out. Recycle. So when you get it, all you need to do is unscrew, take the little black thing out, put it in and give it a squeeze where it says push. There you go, it's coming through. That looks like it's gold. Really sparkly. So because it's new, I did too much. So it does look gold. I thought they were clear. Anyway, that's how you use it. Now I've lost my lid. There we go. Wink of Stella brush. Doesn't say gold. Okay. So just let that dry for a second and then I will cut them both out. And that will be coming back out for black. Actually, why don't I do that now and then it can go away. And then stamp my next card is black. So might as well do them all. I should really have had them all stamped and cut out except for the first one. Save you watching me do this again and again and again. But best laid plans, etc., etc. Okay, is that dry? That might be why it's fingers crossed. did re-ink it, and I have got a new one, but might be time for a new one. That looks better, actually. Yeah, much better. Okay, that's the hand set. Now I just need the phone. And then as you said before, it won't take me long to cut them out. That definitely looks gold, but I didn't order gold. Interesting. And there's the phone. Yeah, I think it's dry out, this one, even though I've inked it. Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, that didn't go on my card, thank goodness. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so that's card 3 in a second. Let's get rid of this and get some space. And then we can finish card 2. So the original one I did was Tahitian Tide, and this one I'm using Berry Burst. And we stamped our hay, and that's going to go on flat. So the only thing that's going on with dimensionals is the actual phone. As again, I'm trying to keep things relatively low postage wise. Okay, so the hay there. And I just need to cut my phone, my Tahitian Tide phone. And again, I'm just going to keep a little bit of white around it. It's going on white, so I won't notice it. I mean, these are so easy to cut out. Take you longer to get the dye out of the package and go to your dye machine and cutting it out, really. So I guess that's why they didn't do any dyes. Phew, it's warm. Lights are on, and that's their phone. Now, last time I did the Tahitian Tide metallic woven ribbon, but I really didn't think it went. And we've got Berry Burst. So do you know what? I think I'm going to just go with. I don't think it needs anything. I'm going to go without that. I think I might take it off that one. I think it kind of spoils it. Right, let's cut this out. That has definitely got a gold glimmer, hasn't it? That's a shame. I really wanted clear. fine on gold, but not to worry. For the purposes of the video, and I'll just replace it later. But I'm sure in the catalogue it's clear, unless it's an old one I've picked up by mistake. Right. Oh, just missed a bit. There we go. So just need some dimensionals now. Right, so that's going to go on there. We need that. There we go. So I'm going to try and maybe wipe a bit of this off. That's not working. Okay. Right, let's get this on with the dimensionals. How are we doing for time? Right, we'll crack on. We've got another card to do. And that one goes there with the receiver. I don't like that. I'm going to snip it off. Very different. Tahitian tide. Actually, do you know what? That's Tahitian tide. That's Azure afternoon. That's why it looks such a different colour. Wonder why I did that. Anyway, which one do I like best? So now my dots, I'm just going to go over them once more with Tahitian tide. 10, there we go. Really sad to be losing those colours, especially, well, Starry Sky I absolutely love. I do like, in fact I like all of them. I wasn't particularly keen on Sweet Sorbet to start with, but since using the Be Mine Sweet, it's grown on me. I think that's the thing, once you start using something. But the ones we got, so 23 to 25, the ones we've got Moody Mauve, Pebble Path, Moody Mauve, Pebble Path. Well, that says a lot. Oh, Wild Wheat. Oh, yeah, I do like Boho Blue, but that's because it's a blue. And then my hearts. Where are my hearts? Right, I haven't got a heart to hand, so you're going to have to trust me on that one. And that's card 2. Okay. Now, card 3. So we've already got our phone. I will just quickly cut that out. And then I will show you what we do with the Give It a Whirl dies, because they are fun. So, quick as a flash. And this is going on top of yellow, so lemon lolly, should I say. So I'm not going to have, I'm going to go really close to the black. And then the large phone. This is thick basic white, so it's a bit harder to cut. Right, there's the phone. So I'm done with fussy cutting for now. So I've got a lemon lolly base, half an A4, 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. And I've got a piece of bubble bath and a piece the Subtles Designer Series paper. And then using the Give It a Whirl die, I cut. So where is it? Give It a Whirl dies. What have I done with them? Here they are. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So this one on the Designer Series paper, we cut out this bit and it's made a little hole there. And then this is the wheel. So I cut that out and you've got the hole. There's the pink left in it. Let's get that out. And then, so you could either cut this shape. Oh, come on, get hold of it. Here, line it up with the hole. Or, so that's what I've done on this one. And then on the first one, I did the rectangle, which is, come on, this one. Let's cut again, lined up with the hole and cut it. And it's very important that you line up with the hole because that's where your wheel's going to go. And there's lots of additional ones. So you've got clouds, stars, hearts, and that's really what I've used. I've used the hearts a lot. Haven't really used. I've done a couple, but not many. So then the bubble bath, I've just done a fraction bigger than the Designer Series paper. I just want it to show slightly, and you're going to have this bit here, and you put your wheel. I don't know if you can see, there are actually some lines. Can you see? No, I don't think you can. Where the shape is, and that's where we need to stamp our sentiment. And then I've got a brad. Okay, so the sentiment I did on this one was here for you. Can't get hold of it. Hello. And I don't have the words, all the right words to say. Now they are from a new online exclusive stamp set called Some Comfort. Okay, but I'm just going to go with the ones that we've got here. So we've got hello here. I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to do the hello so that you can do this here. Stamp it in. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you with a very light pencil so I can see the embossing where the line is. And it goes from there to there. Actually, it goes to there. Well, I can't see it, so there. Because of the light, I can't see it, so there to there. Right, so that's got to come down to there. And that's going to go up. Like that. And then at the top here is the curve. I can rub that out in a second. So what I need to do is just stamp my hello right in the middle. And I will actually use, well, I'll use Memento, it's just here. Hello. Quickly rub those out. That's like, whoops, throw it away. Okay, so now I'm going to put this behind the hole and get my brad, hook it through. And do it up like that, quite tightly. In fact, yeah, that's fine. And then it will go round like that. So obviously you'd have other sentiments. There's room for 3. I'll leave it on the hello. Now I need to layer this. So I'm going to layer this. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Chew. Chew. Oh my goodness, I don't know where that's come from. Can't be hay fever already, surely. So I'm using Seal Plus and pushing really hard. And I'm going to just line that up. Oh, excuse me. If it's not straight, I'll blame the sneezing. Okay, now I'm going to take dimensionals. You could actually use the long strips, but I don't have them out and I'm running out of time. So quickly get this on. So you don't want anything touching the wheel, okay? So one last reminder, if you spend £30 in my store, there's a link, I will send you everything you need to make 2 each of these cards, so 6 altogether. But I can't send you the stamped images, so you won't get the phone or the sentiments, but I will, for example, cut out this Give It a Whirl template for you and the circles, etc. And there you go. And it turns like that. Now I just need my phone. I'm literally running out of time. I've got to finish before the hour. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not going to have time, but you saw on the card earlier, if you missed it, go back to card 1 and you'll see how I did the telephone line. And I'm just doing that so it goes across and hides the brad. There you go. So card 3, card 2 and card 1, and that's all with the Let's Chat. Thanks ever so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back next week with the ice cream swirl. Bye.